Hey guys, welcome to the inside edition of how to build a Yellow Aircraft F-16. So what we need to do is the servos you see there, we need to get them all centered up. So I'm going to remove the screws from the end. I've already done the one furthest from you there, and I'm going to do the one closest to the camera, which is probably going to be a little bit blurry, but anyhow, that's what we're doing. Okay, so now I've got a screw in there somewhere, but anyhow, so we're going to go ahead and pop those control arms off. Alright, and alright, awesome news. Looks like I left the transmitter and the battery and everything turned on, so they're dead, so I can't center this. So when I come back with a fully charged battery and transmitter, we'll go ahead and get those suckers centered. Okay everybody, we're back, and I actually have some battery power here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the servos on so they're centered. Okay, and I've already made sure in my radio that all the trims and everything are centered. So all we got to do now is put our control horns back on. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, they look like they're pretty good straight up and down. I'm gonna peek through another hole here on the other side just a sec. Okay, I think those are as good as they're gonna get, so I'm gonna go ahead and put those screws back on. Alright, that's good for that side, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay guys, we got our servos all hooked up, and we are going to take a peek and make sure that everything is working the way that they're supposed to. So, keep in mind that the model is upside down, so things will look a little bit funky, but just imagine it upside down. So, alright, so here's our elevator up. Alright, looks like everything is working in unison the way it's supposed to. And here's our down. Okay, perfect. And here's our aileron right, aileron left, aileron right, aileron left. And here we are, flaps, half, full, half, full. So those are moving in unison like they're supposed to, and looks like they still do the aileron function as well. So we've got our flaperons working, we've got our elevators working, and the rudder I have disconnected right now, but we've got the rudder going. So the only things we still have to hook up are the gear, the nose gear steering servo, and the air brakes. So we're kind of moving along here. The next thing I'd like to tackle is the control linkages for these guys. I'd like to hook up the elevators, hook up the ailerons, and get those going. So why don't you guys give me your suggestions on what you guys use. Should I be using the 440 threaded rod, or what do you guys use? Not really sure on this what would be the best. I think the instructions just call for 440 threaded rod. So anyway, oops, wasn't supposed to say that, but moving on. Okay, so I've got our clevises on our control horns here for the elevator. This is actually the right elevator. Again, the plane's upside down. So everything seems to be pretty good on this side. You can see everything's nice and smooth. On this side, however, let's see if I can show you a little bit better view. Okay, if you look, how am I going to show you this? Okay, it's rubbing up against the plywood former, so I'm going to have to carve that out just a bit. This is pretty much set where it's at, so I'm not going to be able to move it. But so I have to sand the sides down just a little bit on that. So that's where I'm at right now. Another thing that I had to do was I had lost the I had unscrewed the set screw that goes into the back half of the plane here. I unscrewed it too far and then it fell out, and so I just put it in. Basically all I had to do was make this hole just barely big enough to where I could screw the set screw right down in and then into the where it's supposed to go. So now the trick will be I'm gonna have to figure out how to get Loctite on it. I think I can just move the elevator just slightly to the side, drop some Loctite in there, and then screw it down. So if you look on the other side, the holes are pretty much the same. I was actually dreading this. I thought it was going to be a bigger project than it was. So that turned out pretty darn good. So, alright, I think we're running out of time, so I'm going to upload this video and I'll see you next time.